How much is Graham's knee impacting him?
I'm not going to get into specifics about his knee. He's just working through some things right now, and hopefully we can get it ironed out and keep rolling.
What makes less than 100% Graham better than another option?
Graham's pretty good, and he's better than most, even when he's at 80, 85%, 70%. So, again, we're just going to work through it. If it's something that we got to address later, we'll address later. But right now, he's just working through it.
He tells you he's fine?
It has nothing to do with being fine. At this point in time, between kickers, punters, linemen, everybody's banged up a little bit during the course of the year. So, like I said, he's just working through, some tweaks, and we'll figure it out.
I'm not asking as far as for an injury update. I mean more like your decisions about when to kick, when to not.
No.
Is it a factor there?
I think if he goes out in the field, he's got to be capable of doing the job. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those deals. You sign up, you put a jersey on. Here we go. It's time to go. They call your number. You got to make the kick. So that's part of the job.
When he misses, it does seem to be most of the time left. Has been. Is there something you look at and say, this is the reason?
Yeah, I mean, you always go back and look at the tape and figure out, why he's doing X, Y, and Z. But, he had that's kind of his miss, when he does miss.
Did McDonald jumping over the line on that last kick, did that affect anything?
It could have. It could have. Even though it was an illegal play, it was. But, very easily could affect the kick. You got a 6'6", 260-pound dude jumping in front of you. That could affect the kick.
Anything wrong with the operation on that field goal?
No. Everything was fine. Obviously, you'd like to have everything perfect, but obviously it wasn't. So it is what it is. We missed the kick. We got to move on and make the next one.
What's the line that makes it illegal? Because you can do it in some instances, or did you jump over? Will you jump over?
It's just your alignment. You can't cover the center, and he was covering the center.
But you can jump over alignment. It just can't be over the center, you're saying?
No, you can't align, like, for example, my shoulders. If you align inside the framework of the center, that's illegal formation. You can't do that. So you have to be completely outside of the framework of the center.
Oh, so it's nothing to do with the leaping.
You can jump over the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you can jump. You just can't use anybody to leverage or gain an advantage in height. But you can jump from one side of the line of scrimmage and not touch anybody and land on the other side. That's perfectly legal. But if you line up within the framework of the shoulders of the center, it's a legal formation by the defense.
It's the person who's jumping can't line up there, right? Or you can't have anybody.
No one can line up inside
but
the
he
framework.
was, T-Mac.
Say it again?
He was.
What do you mean?
He was within the shoulder-to-shoulder box of the center.
No, he was inside the box.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he was inside of it. That's why I said it was illegal.
That's what he's saying all the time.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What did you think of the job Gunner did?
Huh?
Gunner, what did you think?
He did a great job. Gunner did exactly what we thought he'd do. He did a good job of fielding the ball in the elements. It was rainy and nasty, and Gunner's being Gunner. Went to school at Bemidji State. It gets kind of nasty up there sometimes. So I was messing with him last week. I said, you passed a whole bunch of schools from Alvin, Texas, to go all the way to Bemidji State. But anyway, no, he did a good job. He did.
Back to that play for a second, though. Is that a play that you would ordinarily see flagged, and it just wasn't?
Yeah, it wasn't. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't.
Is your punter tired?
That guy's been punting balls since he was 3-4 years old. So I think his legs kind of have an endurance for punting.
How does it change the blocking when you do the rugby punts? Because obviously he's holding the ball probably a beat longer, right? And he's moving. So how does that change things protection-wise?
Obviously we change our protection with that style of punt. So it's just a couple different rules. It's nothing difficult. It's something that he feels really comfortable with, and he's actually faster doing it that way than he is conventionally. So, we're just trying to put him in a really good position to be his best and use all of his skill sets, and it kind of helps us in coverage too.
Is
Thomas Oliver going to play gunner for you?
You know, Thomas just got here, and you know, he's doing a good job. He's trying to figure it out, but all those guys are working at it right now. You know, we got 3 or 4 guys that are working it. It just depends on how it shakes out on game day.
He's done a lot of that, though, right?
Yeah.
With Morstead's punts, I mean, you don't field inside the 5. Is his punt just like dies right there?
Well, it's wet, you know, and when the field gets wet, the ball's just going to hit and stick. You know, it's not going to roll, you know, like it is when it's dry. So Thomas had a great game. 15-year veteran punter who's been around. He's punted in this stadium, you know, obviously for, you know, as a Jets before and coming back and just being in the business. He's done a great job in handling the elements. He had a hell of a game.